Well, hi there. Thanks for watching this little video in which I'm going to try to show you how to get the most out of your Google Classroom, ways to find things for my class. And what I'm going to describe for my class probably applies to your other classes as well, but not necessarily, because there are different ways that teachers can use Google Classroom to deliver things that you need. But I'm going to go through what I want you to know, and then there'll be a little bit of an assessment after that just to make sure that you picked up everything you're supposed to. So I actually have a Google Classroom set up for myself as a student. So I have what I call my student account. So this is the way my Google Classroom shows up. I've just allowed myself to join different classes, a couple of teachers around the school. So I'm going to go to our class here, the integrated science class for the year. I just want to show you a couple things that you want to pay attention to. One is when I go on my stream, I see things here on the left that are upcoming. So those are due dates that are going to be coming up soon. And so, that's a nice quick way to see what you want to see. I'm going to try to keep the stream part of this relatively clear. So I may put a quick message on there, especially on days that we don't meet live. And so you should check there each day just to be sure whether I posted a message or not, that you get any information. Maybe there's a change to a homework assignment, or I made a mistake somewhere, or maybe I just want to say hello on one of our off days. So I'll put that on the stream. Most of what you need, though, is going to be under the classwork. So I'll keep these resources here always at the top of the page, and then below that, I'll just go week by week for all the things that you need. So up here in resources, things like the Zoom link and the playlist, the most current playlist. So you'll always be able to find those, and then everything else. If I do something during class that you need, or if you have an assignment, homework assignment, it'll almost always be delivered through Google Classroom here on the classwork page. Okay, you'll see the due date here, and if something's past due, you're going to know that. But here's one of the best ways to see things that are due. If you go up here on the classwork page where it says view your work, you're going to see everything that's been assigned to you and anything that's not been done yet. So if the due date has passed, you'll see it shows up as missing. You'll also notice that in PowerSchool, after the due date passes, I will probably put that grade into PowerSchool within a day, and it will also show up as missing there. So there's two different ways to figure out whether you're missing something. Now, every now and then, just because of the number of students I have and the number of assignments we'll have, I could have a mismatch. So for example, if you finish something maybe late, and it shows up as being finished and returned in Classroom, if I haven't put that into PowerSchool yet, I'm okay with you sending me a message saying, hey, did you forget to put my grade in? Or, hey, I think I did that. Could you check it? I'm not going to be offended by that. If it's been assigned, that means the due date hasn't passed yet, but that's still something that you should be working on. Okay, so that's a real helpful thing. When you click on what we call the hamburger, or the three lines over here, you can go to your different classes, but you can also go to the settings down here at the bottom. And you have a choice of getting email notifications or not. I know a lot of people get overwhelmed by the number of emails that they get, so it's okay for you to turn off email notifications. But you might want to selectively turn them on. So for example, if you have something that's a due date reminder, for example, you could keep that one on but turn everything else off. Okay, and as long as you're checking Classroom each day, probably not going to miss anything, but an email might trigger you. But if you know that you're one who gets a little overwhelmed by email, then you can just maybe turn most of these off for different classes. And this is something you can choose class by class. So I'm going to show you this as well. This is your to-do list. So what this does is it shows you everything for all your classes. I think that's a really nice thing. So you see how I went to the hamburger up here on the upper left. I clicked on to do, and right now you see some things. So I'm enrolled in a few different classes. So these are no due date, but all the things that are either current or upcoming are all kind of in one place. If I want to see just things that are missing, I can go here. Things that are done, which I don't have any right now, would show up here. So Nice quick way to navigate around. So I just want you comfortable being able to find things, okay? So sometime maybe when you have a little extra time, maybe on one of those Wednesdays when you don't have live classes, you could spend some time trying to get your Google Classroom organized, poke around there. I mean, you really can't break things in Google Classroom. So, get everything set up, and if you're confused in any way about any class, always email the teacher. I wish there was a quick way to email a teacher, but if you know their name, and one way to find out their name, let me go back to my class here. So we'll go to the integrated science class. You click on people. You see how the name, this is the principal that's also kind of looking over my classroom. But if you see the teacher's name, then you can just type their name with a dot in between. So I would be Jeff.McManus, and then all the teachers end with @ketteringschools.org. Okay? Don't send it to a KCS students account, because we teachers have those as well, but we're going to only get emails from ketteringschools.org account if you send them. All right? So, again, something that you can kind of poke through and get things set up nicely. So, all right, I'll leave that there, and if you need to go back and look at any part of this as you do your assignment, you're certainly welcome to. Thanks for watching.